Coach Carter is a 2005 American biographical drama film directed by Thomas Carter. It is based on a true story of Richmond High School basketball coach Ken Carter, portrayed by Samuel L. Jackson, who made headlines in 1999 for benching his undefeated high school basketball team due to poor academic results. The story was conceived from a screenplay co-written by John Gatins and Mark Schwahn, who created the TV series One Tree Hill. The film also recycles a handful of plot devices from another television series, The White Shadow, which director Carter also co-starred in. The ensemble cast features Rob Brown, Channing Tatum, Debbi Morgan, and musical entertainer Ashanti. The film was a co-production between the motion picture studios of MTV Films and Tollin Robbins Productions. Theatrically and for the home video rental market, it was commercially distributed by Paramount Pictures. Coach Carter explores professional ethics, academics and athletics. The sports action in the film was coordinated by the production company ReelSports. On January 11, 2005, the original motion picture soundtrack was released by the Capitol Records music label. The film's score was composed and orchestrated by musician Trevor Rabin. Coach Carter premiered in theaters nationwide in the United States on January 14, 2005, grossing $67,264,877 in domestic ticket receipts. The film took in an additional $9,404,929 in business through international release for a combined worldwide total of $76,669,806. Preceding its initial screening in cinemas, the film was generally met with positive critical reviews. With its initial foray into the home video marketplace, the widescreen DVD edition of the film featuring deleted scenes, a music video, and special features among other highlights, was released in the United States on June 21, 2005. Plot: Coach Ken Carter takes over the head coaching job for the Schwahn Hill under-18s team at his old high school Richmond, having played on the team himself and earning unbeaten records. Carter quickly learns that the athletes are rude and disrespectful, and are in need of discipline. He hands the players individual contracts, instructing them to attend all of their classes, wear dress shirts and ties on game days, refer to everyone as sir, and maintain a minimum 2.3 grade point average, among other requirements. Carter also asks the school staff for progress reports on the players' grades and attendance. He teaches them to play a disciplined brand of basketball which includes an emphasis on fundamentals, execution, defense, and conditioning. In the gym, one player, Worm, starts to insult Carter, but Carter insults him right back. When Timer Cruz acts disrespectful towards Carter, Carter orders him to leave the gym. Cruz attempts to punch Carter but fails as Carter grabs his arm and pushes him to the wall. Cruz responds that a teacher shouldn't touch a student, but Carter responds that he is not a teacher, but the new basketball coach. Cruz quits the team along with two other players. Teammate Kenyon Stone is shocked and responds that those two players were the best ones on the team last season. Carter tells him that they will get new best players this season. Carter warns them that, if they are late for practice, then they will run laps, and, if they act disrespectful to him, then they will do push-ups. He then orders them to do sprints for 1 hour. Later, Carter's son, Damien, decides to join the team, after quitting the private school St. Francis, to play for his father. Much to his father's shock, Carter asks why he did this, and Damien tells him that he wants to play for his father. Carter agrees. Kenyon struggles to come to terms with his girlfriend, Kira, being pregnant, unsure if he can juggle basketball and prepare for college as well. Later, Cruz scares his former basketball teammate Lyle with a gun. Later at a game, Cruz watches them perform to an inspiring victory. Cruz feels uneasy about the win, then he goes to the gym and asks Carter if he can get back on the team and what he has to do for it to happen. Carter responds that he does not want him back, and responds that he does not want to know the answer, but after seeing that he is desperate, Carter agrees but on one condition. He says that he needs to do 2,500 push-ups and 1,000 suicides before Friday, then he can get back on the team. At the prom, Stone talks to his girlfriend about the baby and says he does not want to live this way. He asks her what she's going to do after the baby is born and believes that she would not know what to do. She angrily responds that he does not care about her and says that he only cares about basketball and college and to forget about her. She tells him that she is having the baby. Stone then asks her what will she do after that and leaves. During practice, Carter tells Cruz to give up, because it is impossible to complete all of the push-ups and suicides by Friday. The team, however, does push-ups and suicides with Cruz, and this helps inspire him to finish them to get back on the team. On a game day, Carter asks Cruz what his biggest fear is, and Cruz was confused with what he was asking. Later, the team won the game. Carter checks up on the teachers of the students that are on his team, and learns that one particular student does not attend classes. Junior battle. The teacher responds that he rarely comes to class. Later in practice, Carter confronts Battle, who does not seem too worried about it. Carter tells him that he will not play on the team with his low grades, and suspends him. Battle, shocked and angry, becomes rude to Carter, then Carter tells him he has to do 1,000 push-ups, and then warns him that he will do 1,000 more if he continues acting disrespectful. Battle then leaves the team in anger. Battle's mother comes to talk to Carter, and agrees that her son needs to attend his class and says that she just wants him to play on Carter's team. Carter says that he needs to hear that from Battle, himself. Battle apologizes for what he did and says that he will start attending his classes. Carter is pleased to hear it and says that he owes him a lot of push-ups and suicides. Battle smiles in agreement and leaves. The team goes on to have an undefeated record, eventually winning a seasonal basketball tournament. However, Carter later discovers that the progress reports, that are filled out by the faculty, reveal that some of the students have been skipping classes and failing academically. Carter learns that his team is partying and it angers him when he learns that they were invited by a girl named Sarah. Carter went to her house to find his team when Sarah's parents saw Carter and ask him what he is doing front their house. Carter tell them that he goes looking for his team, and then the taxi driver that took the team tells Carter where he did, and then takes him there as well. After making it to the party, he found Damien and ordered him to come out of the pool, as well as Worm, drunk and having sex with Sarah. Carter then orders his team to leave. Later, Carter starts to criticize his team about this, while they feel that Carter only wanted them to win games, which disappoints Carter. Back at school, Carter had initiated a lockdown on the gym, banning the entire team from playing until they improve their grades. He sends his players to the library to study with their teachers. This upsets the players, especially Cruz, who quits the team again, stating that he had tried so hard to do all those push-ups and suicides for Carter, to get back on the team in the first place. Carter is criticized by parents and academic personnel alike for his decision to lock down the gym. The school board eventually confronts Carter, who justifies his actions, explaining how he wants to give his team the opportunity and option for further education so that they won't resort to crime, asserting that achieving a sound education is more important for the students than winning basketball games, and then asks what will happen if they fail. Carter responded that they will fail. Carter reveals the contract he gave to the team in the news while someone from outside broke his store window for not letting the team play. The next day, someone taunts him about his decision to lock down the gym. Carter became enraged, but Damien calms him down by saying that he should just let it go. Later that evening, while Cruz is hanging out with his drug dealer cousin Rennie, Cruz notices his 3 teammates being harassed by some gangsters. Cruz saves them, but when a drug deal goes wrong, his cousin is shot, leaving Cruz distraught. Cruz, filled with grief and covered in his cousin's blood, goes to the Carter residence and begs to be allowed back on the team, crying and promising how he will do anything to get back on the team. Carter comforts him and allows that. The board holds an assembly about the lockout. Carter states that some of his teammates from high school were arrested or killed, and he wanted to prevent his players from resorting to crime. A man suggested that Carter should be removed from the basketball coach position, but the school responded that they cannot just remove someone from their position, which then leads him to suggest that they should end the lockout. Principal Garrison and the chairman vote to not end the lockout, but the other board members vote in favor of ending it, much to the parents' and teachers' delight, but to Carter's dismay. While he is gathering his things to leave, Principal Garrison approaches Carter, saying that he did a great job with the team. However, Carter felt that everything he did was for nothing. Just when Carter is about to quit in disgust, he is shocked to find his players in the gym with desks and teachers, studying and working to bring their grades back up. The athletes decide to fulfill Carter's original intention of them pursuing academic achievement before continuing to play their next game, with Lyle explaining that the school board can force an end to the lockout, but the players can't be forced to play. Cruz answers Carter's question about fear and thanks him for saving his life. They work hard while studying, study after school during practice time, and eventually raise their grade point average to a point that fulfills their end of the contracts they signed. Later, Stone visited Kira and talked to her about the baby. She revealed that she no longer had the baby. Kira said that she thought long and hard about the decision, saying to Kenyon that he should go play basketball in college. Kenyon then asks her to come and watch his games, which he agrees with. The day of their game, the Oilers eventually end up competing in the regional high school playoffs, but ultimately lose to St. Francis. Nonetheless, Carter is proud that the players accomplished their goal of attaining a proper education with athletics. A film's epilogue displays a series of graphics stating that a number of players went on to attend college furthering their study. Kenyon, Lyle, Jr., Worm, Cruz, and Damian. Cast: Samuel L. Jackson as Coach Ken Carter, Rob Brown as Kenyon Stone, Robert Richard as Damian Carter, Rick Gonzalez as Timo Cruz, Nana Gbewonayo as Junior Battle, Antoine Tanner as Worm, Channing Tatum as Jason Lyle, Ashanti as Kira, Texas Battle as Madhu, Octavia Spencer as Mrs. Willa Battle, Denise Dowse as Principal Garrison, Debbi Morgan as Tonya. Production. Filming locations for the motion picture included Long Beach, California and Los Angeles. Soundtrack. The original motion picture soundtrack for Coach Carter was released by the Capitol Records label on January 11, 2005. The score for the film was orchestrated by Trevor Rabin. An extensive list of songs is featured on the soundtrack, which differs from the soundtrack recording. The recording includes 5 songs which were not featured in the film: About Da Game by Trey Songz, Ballad by Mac 10 featuring Da Hood, Beauty Queen by Zarnock, What Love Can Do by Lee Toya, and Wouldn't You Like to Ride by Kanye West, Malik Yusuf, and Common. Release. Following its cinematic release in theaters, the Region 1 Code widescreen edition of the film was released on DVD in the United States on June 21, 2005. Special features for the DVD include 2 commentaries, Coach Carter, the man behind the movie, Fast Break at Richmond High, deleted scenes, music video, Hope by Twister featuring Faith Evans, previews and scene selection. A restored widescreen high-definition Blu-ray disc version of the film was released on December 16, 2008. Special features include 2 commentaries, The Man Behind the Movie, Fast Break at Richmond High, 6 deleted scenes, Hope music video by Twister featuring Faith Evans. Writing Coach Carter, The Two-Man Game, Coach Carter, Making the Cut, and the theatrical trailer in HD. An additional viewing option for the film in the media format of video on demand has been made available as well. Reception. Coach Carter received generally positive reviews from critics. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film has a rating of 65%, based on 145 reviews, with an average score of 6.1 out of 10. The site's consensus reads, even though it's based on a true story, Coach Carter is pretty formulaic stuff, but it's effective and energetic, thanks to a strong central performance from Samuel L. Jackson. On Metacritic, which assigns a weighted average, the film has a score of 57 out of 100, based on 36 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. Box office. Coach Carter premiered in cinemas on January 14, 2005 in wide release throughout the United States. During that weekend, the film opened in first place, grossing $24.2 million from 2,524 locations, beating out Meet the Fockers. The film's revenue dropped by 24% in its second week of release, earning $8,015,331. For that particular weekend, the film slipped to fifth place with a slightly higher theater count at 2,574. The thriller film Hide and Seek opened in first place with $21,959,233 in box office business. During its final week in release, Coach Carter opened in 61st place, grossing a marginal $26,554 in revenue. For that weekend period, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy starring Martin Freeman opened in first place with $21,103,203 in box office receipts. Coach Carter went on to top out domestically at $67,264,877 in total ticket sales through an initial 16-week theatrical run. For 2005 as a whole, the film would cumulatively rank at a box office performance position of 36. Accolades: the film was nominated and won several awards in 2005 (06). See also 2005 in film, Ken Carter, Richmond High School, references, footnotes. Further reading. External links, official website, Coach Carter's official website, Coach Carter at the Internet Movie Database, Coach Carter at AllMovie, Coach Carter at Rotten Tomatoes, Coach Carter at Metacritic, Coach Carter at Box Office Mojo.